The Shimanami Kaido is Japan's most famous cycling route, 70 kilometres of curated cycling track across 6 islands. It's incredibly scenic, but also challenging for casual riders due to its inclines and distance. We had planned to get e-bikes to make the journey easier until we found out that motorbikes can use the cycling track as well. So in this video, I'll show you what our journey on a scooter was like and give you my thoughts on the experience. Let's get started. Our journey starts the day before in Onomichi, our starting point for the ride. We arrived in the morning from Osaka by bullet train, tried the local Onomichi style ramen, and walked down the main shopping arcade. For some reason, everything was closed except for a couple of coffee shops, so maybe this is more of a weekend activity. Onomichi's main tourist attraction is the cable car up the mountain, so we took that up, had a nap in the park, checked out the views, and took the long way down. The sun was setting at this point, so we grabbed a quick feed and called it a night. Looking back at Onomichi, it's a nice city, it's picturesque and relaxing, and it has a quiet seaside feel to it that we hadn't had in Japan before. So it was a good place for a rest day on our trip. But I probably wouldn't spend longer than a day here. There isn't much to do, and it was very quiet considering it was a Friday night. The next morning, we were up at 7:30 and the weather was looking absolutely perfect. The scooter joint was across the river, so we grabbed the ferry over with the local students, and at the end of the street, we saw our scooter waiting for us under a pretty impressive LED screen. So we picked up the keys, slapped on some sunscreen, and we were on our way. At about this point, I had the biggest smile on my face. I've always loved scooting, especially around Thailand and Vietnam with my mates. So much so that I bought one at home to zip around Melbourne with. So yeah, to be doing a ride in Japan on a bucket list route, I was just buzzing. There are 3 types of roads you get to ride on. First is, the road. This ran through towns and alongside other cars. It was mostly scenic along the coast, but sometimes a bit shit and run down. But at the very least, it's a look at what Japanese life is like on the islands. And of course, plenty of opportunities to stop for treats. Second is the dedicated bike paths. These are easily the highlight. They feel like a Mario Kart track. We had done the go-karting experience in Tokyo. This was 10 times better than that. Heaps of corners and heaps of overtaking cyclists fighting for their lives up the hills. Yeah. Fuck, wouldn't want to be riding this. Third are the bridges, the focal points of the whole ride. Honestly, our first one was a bit disappointing because you have to ride underneath it. Big first bridge vibes. I can't see shit. But the rest were better, riding up top with some great views. And there were also tolls on each bridge, but only $1 or $2. The last part of the ride are the stops. This is where having a scooter really paid off because we were able to detour and see a lot more of the islands than just the standard cycling route. Most notably, we stopped at a beach for a quick swim. We had this place to ourselves. There's a short walk up to a temple. We just went up there for the views. We stopped by a brewery. The pale ale was pretty good. And spent about an hour in this secluded beach spot. But we saved the best for last, Kirasan Observatory. This is a 3-kilometre detour that goes straight uphill. Most people skip it because it's way too hard. Like, look at these blokes walking their bikes up. But if you make it, this view is unreal. We got a great sunset and took some photos before heading back down. We crossed our final bridge into Imabari as it got dark. I was honestly shocked at how long this last bridge is. It felt like it went forever. Turns out it's the longest suspension bridge in the world. Well, technically it's 3 separate bridges, so it doesn't count, but whatever. It's bloody long. We got in just after 6 p.m, and dumped the scooter in the river, and that pretty much wrapped up our journey. Overall, we had a pretty awesome day. I think the weather definitely helped. If I were to change anything, I would probably hire the scooter for 2 days instead of 1, so we could go a bit slower, see more islands and finish where we started on the mainland. There just isn't much going on in Imabari where we finished. And we also had to spend a couple of days getting back to our next destination in Hiroshima. I'd also consider getting a second scooter because I can't imagine being a passenger all day was as fun as riding it. So yeah, sorry Tish. Anyway, that wraps up the video. Thanks for watching.